Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. See, you can refer to me as Misty. Y'all saw the thumbnail. What I tell y'all about Robert Garcia, y'all gonna learn how to listen. I tried to told you. But anyway, the Spanish folks saying the same thing. But we're gonna get into that and much more. But first, y'all know the drill. Let's turn to Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. Y'all know how we do at the top of my hour. We do a water check. Um, and here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate that everybody drinks 100 ounces of water. And if you're not a big water drinker, that's okay. You can acclimate yourself slowly but surely. But if you don't drink a lot of water, there's 2 times a day you must drink water. And that's first thing in the morning before you get, everything going, the engine going. My phone would ring. It's way over there. Get your engine going and everything. Think of the water as a lube. And this is so disturbing. Sorry. Because I hear it ringing. Anywho, I'm going to get through this. Get your engine going. Think of the water as a lube. It's still the summer, y'all. Stay hydrated. And that's first thing in the morning before your toes hit the ground, before you do your morning routine. Second time is at night before you go to bed. The American Heart Association agrees that you should drink water. It's good for the heart before you go to sleep at night. And, a lot of reads going on in your nighttime sleep. And that's revamping, rebooting, recharging. You cleaning out a lot of toxins. The average person burns between 900 to 1,000 calories at night in their sleep. And I'm talking deep sleep, not cat naps. But that's why you should drink your water. Get your body prepared to excrete everything out that need to be excreted out first thing in the morning. And just slowly but surely, uptake your water. We don't want you dehydrated. Dehydration causes damage. It could cost you your life. So please, please, please drink your water. And like I said, we advocate for 100 ounces of water per day. Now, we're going to do a little housekeeping, as we always do at the top of the hour. Please, in my most humblest voice ever, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you have already subscribed once, you don't need to do it again. I got you locked in. But please hit the like and share button every time you come to the channel and you watch. If you're watching me on replay, hit the like and share button and leave a comment. Now, to those who want to leave a comment in foreign language, I speak English. I read English. I can't really decipher some of the stuff you said. And whoever that was, as I said yesterday, and I'm going to reiterate this, that said something about pouring something. Because, I mean, I guess you spell that the same no matter what language. You got the wrong page. You got to find another page. I ain't mad at you, dog, but if that page ain't here, so I normally delete that stuff. Um, write to me in English if you need a translator. Google has that. Translate it and tell me what you think of the show, and whether you agree or disagree. I'm very open minded, and I do read it, and my mind can be changed if you hit me with some logic and rationality, but I'm still TT. So, I believe what I believe. But do hit the like and share button every time you come over here. Lean on my leasy when you step into my easy. Basically saying, hit the damn like button when you step into my. So, now, you got any questions? Anything about any shows that I do? Because I do a Finding the Healthy You show on Sundays when it's relevant for me to do a show. Because otherwise, I'll just be. Any questions? I'll answer it during the week or on Sunday. You can hit me up at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. Any questions? Because I do help folks figure out a routine, through eating that's going to help them find health in them. And it's a lot of benefits. I help people go from type 2 diabetes back to normal. I'm not saying I'm a doctor. We just let food be our medicine. I help people get off dialysis. Again, I'm not a doctor, but food can help you, um, like reverse some shit if you let food be that medicine. I ain't gonna get into it too much, but whatever your ailments are, we aim to find your health because we know a healthy you is a fit you, is a everything you. Some people come to me, to get a regimen of food that's gonna help them drop weight like nobody's business. And so, yeah, just hit me up at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. If you got all your organs, unlike me, you'll do well on this program. I come on Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I host a fight. I'll let you guys know ahead of time, like I'm watching that fight. But just hit the notification bell, when you're hitting the like, share, and subscribe, and you'll see when I come on. And then never mind the thumbnail, it'll say 11:30 or something like that. I come on at 7:30 p.m. So before we get into what my thumbnail was, Yo, welcome to the building. I am. I got this internet. We can have he passed away on Sunday. He is considered to be one of the punchers ever. His birthday was the day before he passed, which was August 1st. He 48 KOs. He retired in 83, but he made two short comebacks in 87 and 95. A lot of people give him props, like Muhammad Ali said he was the hardest hit. He learned Joe Frazier, George Foreman. He didn't get around to them. Everybody hands down about the power of this man, and probably not be matched. But rest in peace, Warren, Ernie Davis, and we're gonna take a moment of silence. Sorry, I made noise. But rest in peace, Ernie Shavers. Now getting on with the getting on. J.O. says a lot of weed is good for me, so that kind of counts, I guess. I don't know what you mean by it counts. You said weeds, okay? So the Spanish media basically putting the jacket on Robert Garcia about being overly critical of AJ. Now, y'all know I made my comments about it. I said he seemed like he's saying some stuff about AJ that he don't really do with other fighters. I said that. Back and forth, the conversation. I don't think nobody was blaming me, but people want to make sure that it's not always about a race thing or whatever. I never said the man was racist. I remember going through this very conversation. It was like, I'm not calling him racist. I'm just saying he, people can prefer to be around their own and not be racist. I mean, this is how I really feel. It's not cool since our country is the great melting pot, that is. But people can be around their own and not feel, well, we shouldn't call him racist. And Robert Garcia, he strikes me as that type person. It's like he's comfortable with just being around all Mexicans. And that's cool. That's cool. I actually said this shit. And the Spanish media is getting on his case. So it ain't just me, I do feel like it's a difference. I do feel like it doesn't matter if it's an all black regiment. Like I gave the example, like it's a dude out of DC area, Barry Hunter. If you go in Barry Hunter gym, you'll see none but black folks. That's pretty much what you're gonna see. Every time you see Barry Hunter train somebody, he seems like he's always with a black man. But does that mean he's racist? No. And the same thing for Robert Garcia. It doesn't mean you're racist. You probably are comfortable around your own people. Just like Barry probably lives in DC. So 9 times out of 10, everybody around him is black. But, that's Barry, And sorry, Barry, if he probably be like, don't drag me into this. But it's the one thing I can think of that's more equivalent to what I'm saying about Robert Garcia. I found it amazing that AJ picked him as a trainer out of everybody he could pick. I didn't think Robert was going to bring anything different. Although looking at the fight, it seemed like Robert did some kind of tweaking, or maybe AJ was, paying attention a little bit. But as I said before, no hit on Robert at all, because he's an excellent trainer. That it wasn't a trainer thing that messed AJ up. It was him. Anything Robert Garcia could have showed him, he already knew and could execute. It was not the trainer. It was him. And I do believe AJ's original trainer is a white guy. So it wasn't the trainer. It was AJ. Like how folks will say that Wilder fell in love with his power, or people who got power fall in love with their power, and they just start relying on that and only deal with that, and how detrimental that can be to their career. Well, AJ fell in love with whatever it is he fell in love with, because he strayed away from just pure boxing. We know he can box. He's an Olympic gold medalist. Or was it home cooking? Because the year that he won a gold medal, the Olympics was in London. So, but I don't know. You still got to show and prove that you can box. So I believe he can box. Why wasn't he boxing? Your guess is as good as mine. It's like a lot of people say Wilder can't box. But Wilder can box. He showed it when he boxed Bermane Stefan the first time. He's not the best at all. He's not the best boxer. but he can't box. What happened with Wilder over time? He fell in love with that punch, even though it was always with him. When he started getting notoriety for knocking motherfuckers out, he started concentrating only on that punch, and it proved to be his detriment. He had a hard time or hard go of it. Now, like I said, the Spanish media is putting that jacket on Robert Garcia, and Robert Garcia is denies criticizing Joshua, like being overly critical of him, but the Spanish media think that he was. Robert claims he was mistranslated because he was talking to the Spanish media, but he said his English to Spanish, and I was wondering why he kept saying my English to Spanish. When Robert fully speaks, sorry for my dog barking. Robert fully speaks full Spanish. So if he's talking to the Spanish media, he don't never have to talk English for them to translate. But oddly enough, like I said, it was the Spanish press or / media that put that jacket on him. They basically, got at him for saying AJ was mentally defeated by the 10th round. Like basically he ain't had nothing else to give. Like, I mean, it's almost like saying you quit. You tapped out. You ain't got nothing else to give. Because boxing is a mental sport. So if you mentally defeated, you don't got nothing to give. You pretty much throwing the fight away. He said he was mentally defeated by the 10th round. I don't know if Robert ever been that critical of any of his fighters. Well, and if he was, he did it behind closed doors. Let me say it like that. They also said that Robert wanted Joshua to apply pressure much earlier. I don't know how that's like a bad thing, but there was other things that Joshua said. I can't remember the exact things, but I put it out there in the video. And I was like, see, you got to think about that when you're picking your dance partners, because Robert Garcia, when you go to his gym, most time if you see black fighters, they there to spar. Not necessarily for him to train. And again, if Robert Garcia listening to this or anybody that's affiliated with him, I am not putting this man down. He has a right to be around his people or whatever he's most comfortable. But AJ, as a black man, you should know better. I don't put this on Robert. He should know better. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a money grab from Robert, and I would grab for the money too. He get like, what do he get? 10% of the cut? 10% of 75 million? God forbid it's 30%. I don't know what you pay trainers. But even if it's 10%, that's a good chunk of change. That's $7.5 million that Robert got on the come up. You know what I'm saying? But, Spanish media was like, why are you talking critical? And they stand by what they say. Because Robert is going to fashion it off like, you misunderstood. It's mistranslation. And they was like, no, sir. No, sir. We understood well. We understood exactly what you were saying. The executive director of this page, I guess it's a news article. It's called Izquierda Dazo. Izquierda Dazo. I'm probably pronouncing it so wrong. But Cesar Gonzalez Gomez is the executive director. And they stand by their translation. And they was like, no, it was no mistake what you was trying to say. Then Garcia saying he was actually trying to praise Usyk, not putting Joshua down. Like basically saying, after that one round that Joshua did perform well, Usyk came back and dug deep, and that's the round that Robert is saying that he was mentally defeated. But he was basically trying to say that could have been Usyk. Now, that round that he's speaking in question of, Joshua did have a good round before that 10th round, whenever Usyk came back and negated everything Joshua just did. Joshua did have a good round. But according to Garcia, he was mentally defeated. So, um, and like I said, he just basically gonna say everything was lost in translation. But like I told you, before you insert yourself into somewhere, you need to figure out if that's where you need to be, or if that's practical for you to be there. Are you gonna mesh with everybody? As long as you're the money man, I'm sure you will mesh. The minute you stop being the money man, I'm sure you won't. And that's what Joshua got to think about. People see him coming. He just made, and I keep talking about it, he just made one of the biggest paydays, I think, of his career. And he could have possibly made more. $75 million. Now think about that. He had no belts. Usyk had all the belts. And they was able to do a 50-50 purse split. And I ain't gonna say purse split, but 50-50 purse. Like the upfront money of $75 million. Upfront. Both. The man with no belts, the man with all 3 belts. Sound familiar? That it was 50-50? Sound familiar? I'm sure if it was a purse split, a pay-per-view split, I don't know what that split was, but it could have been 60-40 to Usyk. Where I don't think Usyk is the type to make hay of a lot of stuff like that. But up front, I just can't get over the up front. And if a boxer coming to me and he's making that type of money, hell yeah, I'll be his trainer. Shit. So I'm not blaming Garcia for taking him on. I'm just saying, it's really not his stilo. And you insert yourself in that. If you don't, I always got this saying, you do what you practice. So if you practice talking to any and everybody and hanging out with any and everybody, and you break bread with people that's different from you, religion, sex, race, whatever, it's going to be like a no-brainer. It ain't going to be no awkwardness or anything, because this is what you typically do. You're gonna practice what you typically do, if that's how you practice. But if you don't typically do these things, you're going to put your foot in your mouth. You're going to have awkward situations. And some people going to look at it and classify it as weird or not exactly fair-minded. I mean, if you think about what the Spanish media is saying, they basically call it unfair play on Robert's part. Like, they questioning, why are you so overly critical of this boxer? You had many boxers you could have been overly critical, but you chose to be overly critical of this one, and he did well. They claim that Robert and AJ was bumping heads throughout silently behind closed doors. I don't know how true that is. But now y'all see, it ain't just T who see this shit. It's the Spanish media too. I tried to told y'all. But anywho, Usyk turns around and gives Joshua some free advice. He said, hey, you need to drop all those hanger-ons and freeloaders. He is now, Usyk is now also saying he wants Fury in 2023. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
So that's some free advice for Usyk. He said, get rid of all your hanger ons. Y'all apologize. Y'all have no idea. I'm so tired, and I think y'all can tell in my voice. I shouldn't even say nothing, but good Lord, I had a full day. But I'm gonna try to pep it up. He said basically drop all those zeros and get with you some heroes. Stop hanging around these freeloaders, the people that just following you when you're up, because where they at when you're down. He was like, if they were really your boys or they really your crew, why they let you make a fool of yourself? They'd have grabbed you. They'd have stopped you from even coming back to the ring to do that rant. They'd have stopped you from grabbing the belts and acting the way you act. You know, people who really care about you won't let you make a fool of yourself. And that's why Usyk says what he says. You know, he could tell those people around him obviously don't care enough to prevent their own dude from making a fool of himself. So you need to drop him. That's basically what he's saying. Got to drop those zeros. Now, let's move on. Sorry, let me take some water. I just threw back 3 bottles of water just in the time we started the show. A little thirsty. Devin Haney has offered to fight Tank Davis in December, according to Sean Cross or whatever. This is the guy who wrote the article. I'm gonna always give the guy who wrote the article if I can, if I remember to do it, because sometimes we be like, "What?" You know, you might not believe the story, or think the story. You be like, "Huh? What?" So his name is Sean Cross or Cross, Crose. I guess he worked for the Boxing Insider. He's saying that Devin has offered to fight Tank Davis in December. How this thing all started is, you know, they going back and forth for social media. Haney has said that Tank face soft touches and won't face a tough opponent or a challenge. He won't take a tough challenge. A lot of people have complained about Tank Davis in this way. You saw his reaction when he had the Cruz fight. Cruz took the fight on short notice, 2-week notice, and he gave Tank a run for his money. Now, some people who like Tank would like to say, I was no competition. But I think he gave Tank a run for his money. And at the end, and you can just tell by the body language and how Tank looked like he was worried if he lost. If you know you won, why you worried that why you had that worried look? And then when he won, I think Jim Gray or whoever was asking questions, asked him, do you want a rematch? He said no. No mas. He don't want it. So, things of that nature, when you show the world that, and I ain't knocking Tank Davis, I'm just saying I like Tank Davis. But when you show the world that, these are the conclusions that they can make. And Devin Haney started it by just saying, you like soft touches. You don't like challenges. Haney even traded words with Showtime Steven Espinoza, saying, and I quote, Steven, I have no problem taking Tank's Mickey Mouse belt. Devin talking some shit. Devin talking some cold shit. He called Tank belt Mickey Mouse. I would like to see that fight. I don't know about y'all. How about y'all? I would like to see that fight. Them two going back and forth, because both of them can box. but I would give the edge in boxing to Devin Haney. But definitely Tank can box, and he got that hammer. So I don't know. I don't know how that goes. Devin being a little taller than Tank doesn't mean anything. Tank do better with taller fighters. Even though he's short, like at first when I was becoming a fan of Tank, and I would see him fight little taller fighters, I was like, I don't know what he gonna do. Like I thought it was gonna be a challenge, but Tank seemed to do well with taller fighters. So I don't think he's scared of Devin, but I do think he don't want to lose that O. And whatever he called good money, he'll probably be surprised just how much he could make if he step out on faith a little sometimes. Extra O is in the building, aka 2 Chainz, aka the champ. He says, salute Queen T. Y'all smash that like button for the queen. Indeed. So people riding Steven Espinoza's coattails because they believe he's in line or complicit with a lot of the fugazi shit that's going on in boxing, like especially with the PBC. Haney would love to fight Tank. He's asking. Tank had all but asked before. Fight should be easy to be made. Tank need to go for some real belts. I don't know if they're getting rid of the belt that Tank got, but they had belts under that the WBA been purging a lot of belts over this ever since last August, trying to get their stuff right. But when Hank spit that fire at Steven Espinoza, Steven spit it back and told Haney, quote, have your promoter call me. That's how he G-checked him. Because, Haney used to be his own promoter, but now he belongs to Bob. Then Haney spit fire back at Steven, and he called him a lame. And he said, my dad been reaching out to you. But I think what Steven is saying is you belong to Bob now, Haney. You and me can't be having these conversations because it look like I'm infringing I'm reckless eyeballing, in other words. So have your promoter call me. And your promoter now is not your dad. It's Bob for the next 2 fights. So Steven can be technically walking that fine line, but they were spitting fire at each other. And I understand young Devin, he's frustrated. Because, what's all the excuse? Why y'all just can't get it together and just make a fight? How simple is it? They said, I put out yesterday that Usyk's, I guess, manager or promoter or whatever he is to him, basically said that Tyson Fury and Usyk have made an agreement. That quick. That's amazing, right? And Tank, his fights don't go that quick. Only time they go quick is if they announce Tank fighting this person you probably never heard of or something. That's when they go quick, like boom. We almost into that month or 2 months out, but Devin have called them all out. Now I will say, to be fair, Devin, Isaac Cruz said he'll fight you. You don't seem like you want that smoke over there. Although I believe you don't duck nothing. You know what I'm saying? But this is second or third time I done heard Isaac Cruz pose a question to you. He does it respectfully. And I don't see no response. Maybe he's not on their radar, but he should be. So I don't know. Here's Devin again, trying to put himself out there, be like, hey, If you the top dog, you come see me. And will that fight get made by December? I couldn't tell you yay or nay, but I don't think so. Now, I'm going to move on to another story. Now, after all this time, AJ is now ready for Wilder. And that's what Eddie and all them seem to be concerned with. Now they want to fight with Wilder. Why now? When Wilder desperately wanted to fight with AJ, he stalled them out, and he successfully stalled them out. Why now? Because you're a loser? You know, the word on the street is AJ want to come to convince everyone that he can bounce back, that he can overcome. He can make better choices in the ring. And what better way to do that than to get another fight real soon? But I think they're gonna give him a little break before they make them come back. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Q said, Extra said, Mr. Q calling out us Bud Buddies tonight to hear his new list. Yeah, I'm gonna be there if I ain't sleep. I am so tired, Extra. Like, I'm trying to keep my eyes open. This probably gonna be the shortest. I didn't want to not come on, but like, you talking about a sister tired. And by the way, what I was talking about yesterday, I was able to do. I got a good deal too. $22K. So basically, what happened with me, I'm gonna tell it short. I'm gonna tell it in a short way, without going in depth, because ain't nothing finalized. That everything, all the transactions done, like the money exchange hands. So basically, let me see. When I buy a new car, I go to the dealer of the car that I bought it from, and I get my work done, servicing and the engine and oil change and all that, until my warranty wears out. Once my warranty wears off, by that time, I would have established somebody to go to do those little things with. And I had somebody here around the corner from where I live. Then they shut it down and opened up a bigger one further down the street. But then they figured like, no, because people like to come to this little one that live on this side, literally around the corner from me. Anywho, I normally go there to get my engine service. In the early months of this year, I want to say January, I took my car to the dealership because they had some recall parts. There wasn't nothing big or, crazy. I just took it there. They boop, fixed it real quick. And because sometimes they have the parts and sometimes they don't. So they had the parts. I got it fixed. But I was like, oh, while I'm here, just going to change the oil, which I do not do once they're out of warranty. I go, for me, it's the Jiffy Lube around the corner. I fucks with those people. So I let them change my oil. Starting this year sometime, every now and then, my coolant light would come on. But my car isn't overheating. And I was like, whenever lights come on my dash, I hit this OK button. It's on my steering wheel. Okay, I saw the sign. Okay, I'm aware of it. Whatever. So I kept hitting OK. Nothing would happen. I'll go weeks in a month. Nothing would happen. Then all of a sudden that light come on. And it's just, every now and then. But again, my car is not overheating. So it got worse this past week. And it was just cutting on. And I'm going to tell you, I must did a flush and a refill of coolant 3 or 4 times this week. Because the coolant was disappearing. And the little thing that they poured in, I watch them fill it up. I can go down the street and come back, and it's already missing like more than a quarter of that little tank. and it's just going somewhere, and you can even see the bubbles, like bubbles in it. So I don't know what none of this shit means. So I'm taking it around. I must have took it to like a total of 5 people, but like 4 people, 4 different places. The one place that's my hookup, around the corner. Then I took it to the big Jiffy Lube. They did a diagnostic, and every time I went to a place, I had to pay a diagnostic money. And so I paid these folks, and I'm telling you, when I said they looked in the rooted to the tooted to everything, no leakage, no nothing. I also got a homeboy that live out of state. He always tell me about prices and what to expect and this, that, and the other. And he told me, he said, I think the sound more like you got a thermostat problem or a sensor problem, because everybody's like, your pressure's good, your oil is good, everything's good. There's no leakage. We can't find a leakage, blah, blah, blah. I takes it to the dealership. Oh, out of everybody, out the other 4, they find the leak. Oh, we see the leakage. Now, I should be happy, right? But no, I don't believe them. Now, mind you, up until early this year, I ain't never had these problems. That light never came on. I go to Ford, and somebody told me a long time ago, be careful of the dealership, because they ain't always on the honor system neither. So, like I said, this light come on, but nothing's happening. This light coming on for nothing. So what I wound up doing is I had like 4 or 5 opinions, and like maybe how many diagnostic tests? I must have had 3 or 4 of them this week alone. So I went with the consensus was, which it was either a thermostat or a sensor. And they don't think it was a thermostat. They think more that it was a sensor. So I replaced the sensor. I got that done. But from what the dealer was saying, um, the mechanic that I let see afterwards, which I fully trust, he was like, if there's something, like a leak in your water pump, that's what it was, a water pump. But they kept saying it's leaking in the inside. I don't know what that means. I feel like if something's leaking, I'll see it on the ground. When they put it up on that ramp thing and get under it, they could see if it's leaking. Nobody saw it leak but the dealer. So I was like, the dealer was like, look, you got to get your water pump fixed. Okay, I heard about the water pump. I'm like, okay, I don't know if it would be too much. But the way this car is designed, you got to take so much to loose that it's going to be a pretty penny. But this dude said the wrong thing to me. He said, well, because we're replacing the water pump, which again, nobody but him saw a leak. I swear, they showed me what it looked like. I looked at it dry as a bone. It was not leaking. I can leave my car right there and move it. There would be no condensation, no water underneath, no coolant, nothing on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So all I was who was that? My dog, Chloe. My bad. I don't know if she crying or not. But so I'm like, okay. So I don't believe what the dealer said. I'd rather believe what the other 4 people, the mechanics and shit that I took it to say. So I replaced the sensors. But because the dealers got the yapping off at the mouth about replacing the whole assembly, telling me something, well, I'm gonna replace the intake valve and the valve covered gaskets. And then he just kept talking about gaskets. I said, oh hell no, I'm done. Y'all can hang it up. You can cancel Christmas. I'm fucking done. I'm done. Straight the hell up. And the guy was like, you a smart lady. I said, yo, my first car when I came in the Navy in 1992 eventually had some kind of gasket problem. I paid an arm and a leg to get it fixed, and they still couldn't fix it. And the dude had a nerve to tell me Sometimes it's hit or miss. The fuck? Hit or miss my ass. We don't know if I pay for a diagnostic, we was just talking about this the other day. You can't tell me maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's that, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. That's what the dealer kept saying. So their answer is replace everything. I said, nah. Mm-mm. But it don't matter if another shop could have been like, well, look, it's either the thermostat, the sensors, or the water pump. Either way, to the way that car is made, to get to the water pump, you have to take a lot of loose. So it's gonna cost a pretty penny. Reginald Peters is in the building. Was Poppy King? Extra said, "Wow, Misty, I'm so happy for you." Yeah, I was nervous as hell. Extra, bro, man. Extra. Oh, what's up? Then he said he worked the wilder fight too. Okay, so I was like, as soon as you start talking gaskets, I was done with the conversation. I'm not gonna let you touch the gasket because I know that is like clockwork, or that is like rocket science. Sometimes when you're talking about at the dealer level or in a regular mechanical shop, because it's like um it's like getting a transmission flush when you don't need one. Your car can very well never be the same. So before I let them do that and cost me all kinds of money, I fixed the thing that people mostly thought it was, and it didn't. The lights went away. They didn't cut on or anything, but that don't give me a warm and fuzzy because I really don't know what they did. I feel like it was sabotage because I didn't have this problem until I let Ford, um, service my car, which I haven't in so long. Because once you're out of warranty, I just find my own people. And so, long story short, I sold it. I sold it for a lot. And I'm good. I'm good. So, it's a 6-year-old car. And one of the mechanics told me, he said, your car is only 6 years. Oh, you only got 50 something thousand miles on it. For you to have a water pump problem at this early in the car's life is just crazy to me. That's what the guys were saying. I don't know if you guys know about cars, but that's what I was being told by the majority, by the consensus. Only the dealer was like, nah, it's coming. We got to just take, it's the water pump, but we got to take everything off. No, I would never drive that car on the highway or go somewhere far, or, I would be nervous. I wouldn't have a warm and fuzzy. And as a woman, I don't get in no cars that I can't rely on. That thing got to be 100% thorough. And so, and I'm telling you, my first car, I had that problem. And that's what made me be one of those people that every couple of years I would buy new cars. And I must have had like 10 or 12 cars, brand new. Because every couple of years, my whole career, I would buy new cars until right at the end, my dad was like, you better not buy no more cars. You need to try to buy your house. And I was like, yeah. But I never wanted a house unless I can truly live in my house. I don't want to buy a house and then always getting up and going on deployment and somebody staying in my house. I wanted to get somewhere where I'm staying put. I was kizzy. I was staying put. But anywho, that's what happened, y'all. I didn't know how the day was gonna go. Maybe my adrenaline was going because I ain't never, do nothing like this. So, but I wound up, getting. I came up, and they was lowballing me too. They was trying to lowball me, but I ain't care shit. They gave me what I wanted. I want, my car was paid off. They gave me like 22 for that joint. Okay. Ray News Salter said, Miss T, happy Friday, Queen. What up, though, chat? And all the queens and men, your new handle for us, the guys who follow you, Miss T. I like it. Way say you queen. What is? Oh, maybe I'm reading this wrong. You say your new handle for us, the guys who follow you, Misty, and you got a emoji of a guy that's throwing his hand up. He said, "I like it." Way say, what say you, queen? Miss T. Happy Friday, queen. Oh, the Queen's men. Okay. I had to catch it. I was like, where the handle at? The Queens, all the Queen's men. Yeah. Yeah. I got you. Yes, sir. Indubitably. All the Queen's men. Yes, sir. Big, strong men that y'all are. But, I did the typical, my dad laughed at me. I did the typical girl thing. I don't want the car no more. Y'all can have it. A typical thing. But, as a female, for real, I just believe, and maybe I believe it for myself. I'll speak for myself. You should be in a reliable car, unless you know how to get up under that hood and bust a grape. You should not want to be, taking a chance with something you don't know. And I know a lot of people like buying used car. Me and my neighbor was talking about this. I was like, why do you buy a used car? She was like, I ain't got no money. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what that mean? Neither do I. And she was like, no, it's a credit thing. But I tell you guys, the difference between a person with bad credit and a person with good credit is a person with bad credit will always pay more. Remember that. It's not that the person with bad credit cannot get a new car. Somebody out there is willing to give you a chance. You just have to find them. But a lot of people don't understand your APR going to be higher anyway if you get a used car, which means you're going to pay more. No matter how good your credit is, it's going to start off high. I told you guys I bought a car for my mom this year for Mother's Day, but she needed one. And I got tired of her car breaking down and stuff. But for example, the APR on that one was 2 point. That's the lowest I ever got. 2 point something, 2.1 or something. Normally I get 3 to 4. Not all the time. Man, don't get to thinking that Miss T got all this superb credit or whatever. Miss T make it do what it do. And you could too. So unless you're a full-fledged mechanic or you got somebody that you know that gonna get up under that hood and turn to, you know what? You better off just having something reliable, especially to the ladies in the house. Not saying we fragile or we can't do nothing. I tell you, I know a couple of things under the hood, but I'm at this age, I don't want to be under no dirty ass hood. And I ain't changing no damn tire. That's just me. That part of me is bougie. Or a girly girl. There's other parts of me that's not girly girl. I'm tomboy too. But that part is definitely, I don't want to get dirty or sweaty or, be turning to under no hood. And I don't want to get got. So that's why I got rid of the car. Now, some of you guys will be like, man, Miss T, for a water pump, I'd have kept that car. Not me. I'm not trying to go through the rah-rah because I know that's what they want to give me. And it didn't matter where I go because they got it on lock. You can't go to nobody without getting a diagnostic. I think that is such a crock of bullshit. You can't even go to somebody and say, hey, can you just put a new muffler? I know I need a muffler. Can you just put, no, we got to run the diagnostic. Nigga, I know I need a muffler. Just fucking put the muffler out and bought the shit. Put it on. That's all I want. We still got to run a diagnostic because if you wrong, what? You going to use the hell out of me and take my money. And when I come back and tell you about it, you're going to be like, oh, no, I don't care. Stop trying to make it like consumers got recourse if you fucking wrong. You gonna turn around and rip us off for some more money if you wrong. I can't stand this diagnostic shit. It's driving me crazy. Where are the old time mechanics that's keeping it real? Like in the Navy, when you go on this out to sea, they always tell you there's a couple people you must be friends with. A storekeeper with a SH, we call them SH. They in charge of the ship store. They all of these people work in supply. They run your laundry rooms and your what you call it, your cleaners. Yes, on the Navy ships we got a cleaners where they actually do work just like if you take your stuff to the cleaners. Um, they do like I said, a bunch of supply. Like uh, if you want to buy TVs or electronics or junk food or whatever, they run all that. You want a friend like that because they cut your hair, they do your hair at the barbershop, the beauty salon, all that good stuff. All that stuff with quality of life, SHs. Then you got your DKs, they do your money. They handle money. So you got a money problem, you can get ahead of the line because you call your homeboy or your homegirl, be like, yo, what's going on with my shit? Can you check that when you go to work? And then you want to have a cook and an admin person. So I guess in real life, you want to have a good person who not a jack of all trades, a person who can fix some of everything and know a little bit of something about everything. Or you definitely want to have a mechanic, because if you got a car out there, you're going to want to have your mechanic you can trust. That's going to keep it real and tell you the truth. And then, unfortunately for me, the ones that's left here that I know, they don't have the tools or they don't have the shop to do a certain job that I needed recently. So, yeah, I sold it. Let somebody else worry about that. It's the carburetor, nephew. That 2 Chainz in a building. The carburetor. I don't know. I didn't think new cars have that, or newer model cars. I didn't think they do that with the carburetor. I thought that was something from the past. I don't know, but I could be wrong. But Miss T won't go get up there and get greasy. You know what I mean? I wasn't finna do no shit like that. But I went with the consensus, and so it ain't my problem no more. I'm done. I did, like I said, made an attempt to fix it. It seemed like it did the job, but who knows? I'm not riding it, and maybe I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna use my feet and walk. Like if I have to go somewhere far, I have access to a car, but I'm gonna probably just wait around a little bit before I try to get another car. We'll see. We'll see how long I last. Cause y'all tell me what's the what's a decent car. I don't want nothing grand, but I don't want nothing cheesy neither, because I am bougie. But I want a car that can be fixed, not like real hard to fix, but a car that lasts long. And I will be buying mine new, but a car that's reliable and can last long, and it's not expensive to fix. And I ain't got to worry about this bullshit I just went through in 5 or 6 years. Now, my car before that was a Nissan Altima. And when I looked up, not even thinking about it, I had that car for 10 years. Because I had paid that car off early. And then eventually I bought my Explorer 2016. And so I had both cars, and it was just me. So the Nissan set. But like once my kids started getting a driver's license, then of course it was rolling again. but I thought that car was too much for her. So I sold it and got her something else, a brand new car. But it's tailor made. I felt tailor made for her. But I don't want no little car like I'm sitting down in. Them days though, I don't like all that shit. Unless it's a 300ZX. I actually want to build that car. Like nobody business. I want to build that car. I want a T-top. Oh my God. I don't know what colors. Maybe hot pink with flakes, pink flakes in the rims. Not real rims, but like little caps of hot pink around the wheel. T-top hot pink seats. Maybe black flooring. 5-speed. Cold air intake flywheel. Oh yeah, I want to build that. That was my dream car. But I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. Because surely I don't think I'll be buying another Ford. I really don't like Chevys. And I don't like Chryslers. I don't like Dodges, except Rams, Chargers, and Challengers. But I don't think I can drive a Challenger or a Charger. They're kind of intimidating to me because of the way they shape. And I mean, I love the way they look, but I just feel like I'll mess up in them. But I love Dodge pickup trucks with the Ram on it. Oh, they the best. They are the best. I don't want no big behind SUV, gas guzzling, whatever. But I don't want no teeny weeny car. For some reason, I'm on the Kia tip. What y'all think? Reginald Peters said the best car you can get is one without no notes. Well, if you buy it new, Reginald, how you gonna not have a note? I ain't got that kind of time now. We cool. Me and my daughter cool, but we ain't share a car like that forever. You know how long? I mean, what kind of car you want me to buy? A toy car? Because I don't know. It would take me years to save up for the car I want. So how I'm gonna not have a note? I'm gonna have to have a note. But what I do is I always do it in such a way where I pay it off early, and that's because I never pay what they ask for. Yeah, I will brag about myself on that one. I never pay what they ask for. Because I don't let them confuse me. Sometimes you go there and they be like, are you trading in? Or you whatever? And I'm like, listen, how much are you going to let this car right here go? Well, I mean, that depends on the trade-in. How much are you going to let this car? I won't let them get off that. Don't talk to me about no trade. Let's handle and squash this deal that we're talking about right now. How much for this car? Then finally they be like, well, what about a trade? Don't worry about it. I ain't tell you I had a trade. Don't worry about it. I ask you a simple question. If you can't answer it, I'll say, can I get another salesman? Or I'll be like, I'll go to another dealer. And I walk off. And they'll come after you. Sometimes dudes be so hateful, they let you walk out the door. Like they did with my daughter's car. I would tell you, her car was $25K. We put money down actually. We put 6 down. And we talked them down. She bought a $25K car for $13K. No bullshit. I was talking fast. we wound up going in the country. You know how you can go in the country and go to those they got dealerships on them country roads, like ain't nothing out there but the dealership. That's what we did. A Honda at that. Because in the city, where they get a lot of more business. Dude told me, if you can buy you a Honda under 15,000, he said, I'll buy you lunch. And he was laughing. I said, I'll take that bet, nigga. Watch me. Don't challenge me. And when I came back to collect, he threw his hand up at me, and of course he never honored the bet. I looked at the salesman. I said, ain't that a bitch right there? I said, ain't that a bitch right there? In more ways than one. He just said, oh, man. He said, man, I said, I told you I was ready. Y'all don't be believing people. First trick is get your own finance. Don't let them do the financing, because if you let the dealer do the financing, the news that he gonna get back is not the news he gonna tell you. He gonna get all kinds of news from every bank that they deal with. They deal with like 15. Every bank is gonna give him a range, but he's not gonna tell you that range. He gonna tell you the highest range. He's picking the range for you, and then you thinking you're so lucky, or they did you such a solid that you so overwhelmed and happy you don't say nothing. But the range could be from 2 to 8. Why would you in your right mind pick 8? But they will pick 8 for you, or 6 or 7. That's the best I could do. When really you had a range of 4 to 8, or 4 to 9. 7 was the best I could do. No, 7 is going to get him a higher commission. Get your own finance before you even get to the dealer. So when they come in there and start hemming and hawing, I say, I got my own shit. I don't need to talk about none of that. How much this car costs? Let me see what kind of deal you gonna give. Well, you sure that's what you want to do? Well, nah, I done seen it. Well, you'll be better off coming. I said, if you don't want me to walk out right now, because that's something they do to women all the time. They'll tell them, oh, you'll be better off if you get this. This will work out better for you. Don't tell me what I want. Let me tell you what I want. That is so irritating. And I know the women out there hearing me saying amen, because they do that to us all the time. Oh, you better off just getting this. And I didn't ask for that. Don't tell me what I want. I tell you what I want. I walk away from a dude. I'll be like, you tripping. I'll walk away. Fine. Give me another salesperson. And then they will, as women, they'll let you walk out that door. But that's why I love those country dealerships. I'm telling you guys, that's the place to go. That is the place to go. Go to them country dealerships. And if you with USAA, you can they partnership with a lot of dealers, different ones, and you can build your car on the USAA app or on their website, and they already have it set up where you can get a nice ass deal. Sometimes it be 8, 9, 10,000 off, 5, 6, whatever. But you got to be a member of USAA. They have to honor it. You just build it in the website, print it out, and show the guy, and they have to honor it. On them high-end cars, they don't get too much of a discount, like 3, 4, 5,000. But something is better than nothing. Anywho, yeah, that's what you do. You get your own which car. If next time you do a credit check, a credit check through the dealer, and they come back and say, oh, this is the best we could do, ask them for the range. What was the range? What you mean? No, you know what I mean. What was the lowest and what was the highest? Who you saying I can get with? Uh, we rolling with this bank. Okay, I need that 1-800 number. Let me call them. And and you call them, and they will tell you, oh, we sent the range of 4 to 9. But he told me 8 was the best he could do. The bank ain't gonna be mad at whatever you pick. They probably wondering why the hell you picking 8 when we gave you a range. So that's why I tell you, get your own. If you ain't gonna get your own finance before you get to the place, ask the range. Save yourself some trouble. Do one deal at a time. Do the deal for the car. Once you got that situated, make them do that buyer's order type write up and sign it. And you already know what you could do in your head as far as the trade. Then you cut a deal for the trade. Then you say, look, if you owe money, be like, hey, we either breaking even or I ain't getting nothing. Now, true enough, we coming out the pandemic. It might not work as good. We also had that problem with the chip. So a lot of people ain't making cars these days. So it might not work as good. But when everything gets back to normal and stuff like that, those are the things you can do. And I already told y'all how you can get your credit fixed for at least 30 days so you can buy what you want. Whatever it is, it don't got to be a car. It could be something else. Once you got it, you got it. They can't take it back. I already told you how to get that, situated. So, that's all I was doing today. That's why I'm a little tired, because I was running around, and I feel like it was weird because I love that car, and but I love me too much to go through that and let somebody just take advantage, and that's what they was doing. They had the upper hand. I was paying for the knowledge in their head that I don't have, the tools that they have access to that I don't have, the know-how in their head which I don't have. And that was my disadvantage. So didn't matter who I went to, somebody was gonna, take advantage. So I was like, you know what? Let me end this right here. Boo. But by me, paying it off early, that was to come up for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's all gone because all I do is pay off shit. Operation pay off shit. Getting ready for this wedding in 2 years. But anywho, enough about me. That's what was going on. I told you I was gonna tell y'all about it today. That might be a power move. It's a new power move for me. But yeah, it was a little weird. But anywho, there's a little nuggets I got to drop. I got caught up. I like I said, it's when it rains, it pours. I don't know why I'm into Kias. Do anybody got something against Kias? I don't know. That tail you ride, the Sportage look nice. Who makes Sorrento? Is that Hyundai or Kia? I think it's Kia Sorrento. Kia got some nice cars. I don't know what kind of car. I'm not getting a real big expensive car. I don't need one of those. I just need something reliable and comfy. That's all I'm looking for. Reliable and comfy. And not that expensive. I want to pay that off. Whatever I get, I'm going to pay it off early. But it's going to start off as a brand new car. I don't want the headache. Anywho, let me read the schedule. Liam Smith versus M. Joaquino on Sky Sports Fight TV September 3rd, 2 p.m. Eastern. Estrada versus Cortez on the Zone September 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern. Ruiz versus Ortiz on Fox Pay-Per-View Fight TV September 4th, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be a good undercard. Ooh, they're making it difficult for me. Ordano versus Roldan, Showtime, September 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hurtas versus Maduno, ProBoxTV.com. I don't even know what that is. September 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Shields versus Marshall, Sky Sports, ESPN Plus, September 10th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Mahmoudov versus Takum, September 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what network. And then you got Canelo versus Golovkin, DAZN pay-per-view, September 17th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Stevenson versus Kinsekow. Got to see that. ESPN Plus, September 23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern. See, this is what I'm saying, Bob. Get these motherfuckers off of ESPN Plus. Enough with that shit. Parker versus Joyce, ESPN Plus. Whatever. BT Sport, September 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wood versus Lara, The Zone, September 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Connor Ben versus Chris Eubanks, The Zone. Pay-per-view, October 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fundora. Now, see, this one, it seems like it's getting interesting. For real. In October, like the last part, the middle to last part of September, going into October, it seems like it's getting interesting. Conor Ben versus Eubank on The Zone. Pay-per-view, October 8th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not paying for no The Zone pay-per-view. You got to have a bigger star than that. You put Earl and Bud on your The Zone, I'll pay for that. Fundora versus Ocampo. Showtime, October 8th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wilder versus Hellenius. Fox pay-per-view, October 15th, 9 p.m. That's going to be hard. That's going to take some discipline on my part. Sorry, Wilder. Haney versus Cambosos 2, ESPN 2, October 5th, 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fury versus Hunter. That's Huey Fury, the cute one, on Sky Sports, October 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bivol versus Zerto Ramirez. This on The Zone, November 5th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cordina versus Rockima on The Zone, November 5th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jojo Diaz is coming back to the square circle versus Cepeda. The Zone, November 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That might be a good fight. Love versus Spark. The Zone, November 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wonder how they talking about Montana Love. Let me see. Let's see. I don't see the name, but it looked like him. I guess, well, yeah, it must be him because he called himself too pretty. So, oh, my bad. I thought I put the link in there. Nope. Hold up, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I've been rambling. Let me get it. Let me put the link in there. All right. The link is in there. But yeah, it wasn't that much news. I don't even feel like this is a big fight this weekend. One thing I saw, it said Bumgarner the 3rd of September, but then it said September 10th. I don't know which night. I'll be looking out to see if they gonna sneak a fast one past us, but I want to see her fight too. I don't know, but oh, that chip was salty. But it ain't much out there. Ain't nothing much to talk about. We got some good fights coming up. Oh, today is the 2nd. I know I've been gone most of the day. I did look. You know who's quiet today? Tyson Fury, ragged ass. He's quiet today. And then Bob Arum and them is quiet today. Why? Because they just quiet.
Hey, Misty.
What's up, Ray New? What's poppin', King?
Man, I'm at work doing this 14 on a Friday. You already know. You can probably hear in the background.
Man,
trying to
y'all
make
y'all
it
be
happen.
strong.
You already know. I know, right?
All the Queen's men.
And you like that?
Yeah.
I I ain't mean to confuse you, baby. I put so much shit in there. Be slanged and
Oh, you good.
emojis. My kids taught me that. My daughters have taught me that. So I thought I was, living up to the time. Shit, I'm just an old man trying to communicate with a queen.
Oh yeah.
How you,
Like
what
somebody
you over,
had tell
what you over
me,
there eating, sweetie?
oh, y'all can hear me crunching.
Yeah, I
One
hear
of
you
these
over there eating
baked
something.
chips. They like baked chips, like kettle chip, whatever.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm weird as hell. Y'all not supposed to be hearing me. A real lady disguises the sound of the food that she's munching on. I'm just joking. It's baked chips, but I mean, I guess it's supposed to
They're
be
healthy,
better for you,
basically.
but how?
So they're healthier.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're a little salty. But I like it.
Uh, mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, I try to keep up with the time and the lingo. I have to turn back and be like, what the fuck that mean?
What the hell?
Did that nigga talk about my
Hey,
mama?
hey, what's so crazy about it? I be trying to read it with you while you read it.
Yeah.
I know, Miss T.
Yeah, I be
Like,
like,
drop the A.
yeah, I know, right? I mess up some stuff. But
Oh, don't worry
you
about
be
it,
like,
sweetheart.
I'm tripping because I was out all day. It feel like I'm moving in slow motion. It would have
One of
been
them
easy
days.
for me to just lay down.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I was like, let me get up. Let me not shut this off. But like, I'm in the process. I think I might get hooked up with one of these work from home jobs.
Okay, a little extra.
I'm gonna try to
Hell
do
yeah,
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy now,
Yes.
Miss T. It depends on what. It's so many work from home situations that they would have never thought about it being possible. Well, at that pandemic, them businesses, they was like, shit, there's a will, there's a way, because we not about to shit all our shit down. And the best person that run our office is at home sick with COVID. So we got to come up with something. And motherfuckers came brainstormed and came up with some shit.
You know what's crazy though? They probably stumbled onto some shit they won't even think about through the pandemic. Probably saved a lot of discretionary money for them, or just money that they was putting out, because you got to buy the building, you got to rent the building, you got to keep it running, pay the water bill, the electric, you got to have all them suites of computers, all that bullshit. But all you can do, you can send people home, give them some little bit technology or where they can plug in
and do the same
online
thing
and do the same thing. Now your overhead has dropped tremendously.
Exactly. And profit is up through the roof. And you know what's so crazy, Miss T? They was talking about the guy who came up with Zoom. He wasn't really that famous, and Zoom really wasn't that popping. It was only used through through businesses, but they was also using another program. They didn't know Zoom was the top of the line. So my man was just making regular money. And then the pandemic popped off, and they realized through the schools and the education and the work that Zoom was the best program to use. And my man is filthy rich. My man is filthy rich right now. Like wow.
Exactly.
Ain't that about a bitch?
And then you be saying to yourself, why the fuck didn't I come up with that?
Exactly. a multiple stream app. It's easy as, man, shit. I can go on my computer right now on my high-low and tap into one of my coworkers' work and erase all of their shit and get them wrote up. Now, if you can't come up with something, you know what I'm saying though. Only because I know how to do it and I stumbled up on it. So just imagine what them guys. They was nerds. They was geeks. They was dedicated to education people, regardless of what you call them. Because I was a nerd once upon a time myself, you know. But that's where it's at. God damn it. Motherfucker know too much.
I always say,
end up being.
I always say I come up with great ideas, but you know what your talent is. I'm not good at implementing anything. Not like you know, like from an idea, implement it. That's where my downfall is. When it comes to being creative, actually and finding a different way to get something done, I'm great at that.
Yeah,
I'll figure out a way that, you know, like what I did today, you know, getting around the situation with my car. I know what I like, I know what I don't like, I know what I'm gonna do, and I know what I ain't gonna do. And I've learned my lesson. I don't forget shit. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I just thought about it when I was doing it today. I was like, you know what? Because I had the same problem that I'm so-called having now, or they inventing it. But because I had that with my first car, it's the reason why all these years, for over 2 decades, I would keep a car for like 2 years or 3 years and buy a new one. I did that over and over and over and over again. I'm only in the last decade recently have stopped buying cars brand new. I mean, because I always bought some. And I always elevated. I went up the next notch every time.
And that was like, and that was dope on your credit too.
Yeah, that's why like my bank be like, what you want? Go ahead and get it. But this time, like I said, I'm thinking about the future. 2 years from now, my daughter getting married, and my part that I'm gonna play in it as far as financing. You know, I'm probably, you know.
I heard you say you planning on this wedding 2 years from now. So shit, it's already made. Now.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the pay part. Oh, yeah. They got that part. You know.
Hell yeah.
Didn't they say the father have to pay for the bride? Didn't they say that?
That's
you got girls.
Yeah. That's definitely been the. Well, I went half on my oldest first wedding. Now, my daughter's second wedding, she don't even know she about to get proposed to. Well, this motherfucker told me, Pops, you ain't got to worry about nothing. My pops got it all. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, go ahead and do it. And then I'm sneaking something in there because you ain't about to outshine me.
Let's see.
Hey, but if you can take care of it, shit,
I won't get that kind of help. I don't think I'll get that kind of help because I did it by myself.
Well, that way, my wedding gift will be equivalent to almost how much he paid for that damn wedding. You know what I'm saying? At least I can cheap out and be like, okay, I ain't gotta pay for the wedding, but that wedding gift, ooh, baby, gonna outshine him. He gonna be like, man, I wish I would have let you pay for it and bought a wedding gift. Like, yeah, see? Shit, I think y'all do me.
I think for me, my wedding gift is paying for the wedding.
Yeah, that's it. Hell yeah, that's it.
She gave me the price the other day. I was like, oh shit. But my baby want to be a princess, and a princess she shall be.
So they doing the planning themselves?
Yeah, they doing most of it themselves, which I kind of like it like that. They doing it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, what you want? Okay, I got it.
Yeah, the place that she's gonna have it at, they do everything. They just itemize and they break down like how much stuff costs. Like you gotta worry about decorations, food.
See what I'm saying?
Nothing.
You can't beat that.
You can't.
Unless you one of them people that's beautiful. Unless you one of them people that's detail oriented, oriented and be like, well, you feel, I'm letting them do nothing or no. If you can save money and not worry about making any mistakes, you know, and the groom or the bride, should I say, the bride be pissed off at any point. Bridezilla, none of that shit. No, everything is taken care of, and that's what it's supposed to be.
See, that's not my type. That's not my talent. I can be creative in other ways, but I'm more of a geek or a nerd. So
yeah,
that's what my talent is, and I get creative around stuff like that. It ain't gonna be decorating and all that. Because when she showed it to me, I was like, "Oh my god, it's bougie! Like I like it." Like, oh, fuck. And then she showed me the price, and I was like, "We gonna have this." We gotta have this.
Yeah.
Like, look, you doing it for all of us.
Yep. See what I'm saying? Hey, so we all live vicariously through you, baby, through your thing.
Pretty much. You know, but yeah, but I don't, and they gonna do everything as far as planning. Even my daughter and her fiance don't have to do anything. They just have to pick what they want. And so when they pick
that's it. Oh man, you ain't gotta be on scene. You ain't gotta make sure the lady gonna be there. You ain't gotta make sure one of y'all gonna be off work or. Oh man, that's God. Look, DJ Khaled got a new album out called God Did. God did. That's exactly what that is. You're supposed to have your happiest day on earth, your happiest day, your happiest moment in life. If it's your wedding, it's supposed to be flawless. I don't give a fuck what or who have anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's Disney.
Especially with a woman. Especially the woman. Hell yeah.
She getting the Cinderella carriage and everything.
Hold on, you say Disney? I thought I heard.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
I don't know what she thought when she first showed it to me. It was funny because she was like, she had that look like, I kind of want. Like I probably would say, girl, that costs too much. We could do the justice of the piece, and then we could go over there at the corner store and have a little reception. A couple people. I guess she thought I was gonna say. I don't know what she thought. I saw the ask. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And my top model voice. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, girl. I'm like, hell yeah. It's so beautiful, like the colors, and I mean serene and just pristine, and you know she gonna show up in that Cinderella character. I just can't wait to see that part. But now that sounds all beautiful, but horses do stink and they do shit. So
yes, they do.
I wonder, but this is Disney, so they probably train their horses and shit on cue. I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. And I said, girl, you is definitely my child.
Definitely.
And her fiance, he's like, whatever you like. I'll be like, don't bother him. Yeah. Yes, but yeah, we're gonna have a good time. But I figured, you know, since I don't work, you know, I need to start off early, you know, now, you know, start putting stuff together now. And that's why I want to get me a job, you know, but the job might get too good for me because I wasn't even thinking really about the work from homes. This one job keep hollering at me. I was like, this, no, I put in for it, but it's just weird. It's weird how you try to put in for it. Because you'll get on the search engine, then it takes you everywhere but the application. But this one job I want so bad.
I know what you're talking about.
I know I can do it. And that damn thing damn near paid $30 an hour. I'm like, run me that.
Say, give me that.
Exactly. Give me that. Because if they pay me that, I can sit on one of my checks.
Yeah, that's the key right there. That's sitting on that one, being able to. Ooh, baby. That's that real deal. Young motherfuckers don't know about that. He's sitting on the check.
sit on the check, right? And then
That's a life.
look, we get to the wedding and I done paid off everything. And then she'll be like, well, you ain't gotta work tomorrow. Now I'm gonna keep this party going.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I like big things. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never be home. I'm gonna be traveling, but I'm gonna be going places like the Canary Islands in Spain. I want to go back there.
What is it?
Canary Islands. Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah, Black Sand Beach.
Ooh. Oh,
And y'all
dope
know,
right there.
listen, when y'all go overseas and then you make, let's say, if you try to catch a plane from here to overseas, you know, with the travel agents, no matter how you do it, you're going to spend a pretty penny. But once you're there and you start traveling, shit is cheap as hell.
It's just America.
From my memory, no, it's just you're in Europe. It's like the equivalent of, you know, maybe for them to fly over to Texas or fly over to Georgia or fly over to Cali or New York would be pretty expensive, right? For us to go to those places, we hop in our car and go. No biggie, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
It's kind of like that, you know, for them. It's not a biggie. Like if they buy a calling card, because there's a lot of stuff they do that we don't do. They don't be. I guess now they all up to date with the cell phones. But my first time living over there, I didn't have a phone. Fucking cell phone wasn't even invented. I didn't have no phone, and I ain't had no TV, no cable. And I had the best time in my life ever.
See what I'm saying?
Even all the way up to current times, that was the best time I had in my life, because you had to use your language, you had to use your mouth, your words. We walked everywhere. You had to do a lot of stuff manually. You had to interact.
Oh yeah, I'd have been all fucked up. I'd have been all fucked up.
Nah, you be thinking you would, but you would acclimate real easy.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, that makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
I loved it. You know, none of those distractions. You know, all the stuff that we be buying today.
Yeah, and when you go over there, you realize it was actually distractions. You go over there and see how they living and everything smooth.
And then they don't have central air and heat, but you get used to it. You get used to it. You be like, oh, it be getting your ass. That hawk be getting you. Cause they got marble floors. You be like, oh shit.
Yeah, they like cold.
But you get used to it. You really do. But yeah, I mean, Ray New, I ain't have much today, probably because I was out most of the day. You got anything new that you notice out here in these Boston streets?
I mean, what's supposed to be going on this weekend? Besides, don't Alicia Bumgarner fight this weekend or no?
I heard you say something about. You know what? I thought it was September 3rd, but then when I pull it up, it say September 10th. She's on September 10th. And I was like, is she on the Canelo card or something? I don't know. But I'm going to look out for it. I will tell you guys, check out ESPN this weekend, like around, you know, between 8 and 10. You know, check it out to make sure that her fight ain't this weekend, because I've seen, you go through Google, September 3rd, and I've seen September 10th. I really don't know. Okay. And the only female boxers that really come up on the schedule is Shield versus Mark.
That's Clarissa, yeah. And when is that? Yeah. I was just about to ask you that.
That's September 10th.
When is that?
That is September 10th, ESPN Plus. So maybe Bumgarner is on their card.
I hope so, because I gotta represent both of them. Gotta represent both of them. Queens.
It's Sky Sports, ESPN Plus, September 10th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That sound like a
Especially
top rank event because I think Savannah Marshall works with oh boy,
top
old man.
rank. Yeah.
Old
I
man
think so
Winter.
too. The old man. He said, "Yo,
Old
Bobby,
man
yeah."
Winter.
Oh man, Winter. Yeah, I definitely got to represent my my Michigan queen, you know, T-Rex. You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting on that fight. I can't wait.
T-Rex. Every time I hear him say that, I think about Little Man. You remember that movie, Little Man?
Little man, yeah, with the wham. Hey, that's funny. I ain't even think about that. That's funny. T-Rex.
He's like T-Rex.
Yes. Yeah, I ain't had too much queen, you know.
Yeah, that's all. We know that Devin Haney. Let me just recap: Devin Haney going back and forth with Tank Davis and Steven Espinoza. Yeah, you know, Devin going. He said, "Hey, Tank only takes soft touches. He don't take nothing to challenge him." And they traded words back and forth. Yeah. And then he got into it with Steven, and he told Steven, "I have no problem taking Tank's." Yeah. Devin told Steven Espinoza, "I have no problem taking Tank's Mickey Mouse belt." And then Steven told him, "You want to talk to me? Get with your promoter. How your promoter talk to me." And then Evan
you ain't even. You ain't. He told him to tell us his. He told him to tell your promoter. Little nigga, you ain't even got no.
He's like,
no, Devin.
I ain't gonna let you accuse me of reckless eyeball. Extra said regular salute, man. He said very new salute. And then AJ won Wilder. AJ won Wilder. I say why.
Yes.
You know.
Did you see the video of Tyson Fury talking shit to Usyk, calling him a bitch and all type of shit?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Y'all remember now. Before I get out of here, y'all remember today was that deadline. You don't hear shit.
Yeah. You
ain't on nobody's social media. You don't see him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Tyson Fury said he claimed he fucking faked the injury or something like that. He said, "Well, you fucking pussy, you talking all of that shit, calling me out after your fight, but when it comes down to it, your manager talking about you got an injury." I'm like, damn, I ain't hear that.
None of us heard that.
I'm following exactly.
Usyk's manager said that they have agreed upon whatever. So you heard Tyson Fury's the man. Y'all saw me put this out yesterday, and you heard Usyk's the man. So I guess they're gonna find a way to give Tyson Fury $500 million. And Tyson Fury did not put in writing that we know of to Mauricio Sulaiman as directed. It was supposed to be the 26th of August. It got pushed back to the 2nd, which is today, because Tyson Fury gave them a deadline to make that shit happen as of today. And now everybody talking like that. It's pretty much a done deal. They got to work out the fine-tuned kinks, and then they're gonna have it in Saudi Arabia. I guess everybody is getting ready to Saudi. When you got AJ no belts, y'all pay attention to that. He had no belts, fighting Usyk 3 belts, and they both got the same upfront money.
Yeah, got all of that bread.
So don't tell me what can't be done.
And that money came through before the fight even came through. So you already know. You already know what type of power they got. The money came through before the fight came through. I mean, we heard about the bread before the fight was even. Like, man, damn, for real? Hey, that's what's up.
Fear has not shown that he's worth $500. But other than that, I'm done.
All right, sweetheart, you enjoy your evening.
My ass down. Okay, I'll be catching y'all. The Mac Mama eat Thriller. Y'all be having me laughing. But the sister girl was hot today.
Well, if you coming through, bring some snacks. Bring some of them snacks with you. Bring some of them snacks with you.
I'm so rude, y'all.
You good,
I'm
queen.
so Bama.
You the queen. you the queen.
You the
queen.
Thank you. Remember school days? He said, you're so fine. Look, I can't say. You so fine. I can't even remember what was the sorority or the fraternity.
Damn, yeah, it's about to be another episode.
I know. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Gamma 5 Gamma.
Yeah. Okay.
Get back.
That was one of my favorite movies back in the day.
Yeah,
now I know y'all gonna hear me sing. Yeah, y'all gonna hear me sing from time to time, try to carry a tune. I promise y'all that I used to could do that, but you know, all my tree habits and stuff like that, I burnt the back of my throat.
Exactly.
I can't do it no more. But I used to hum a few bars.
Well, that's
one day,
that's my forte.
Look, one day y'all hear my princess over there singing. She sing all the time. She used to sing all the time. Then she play games, but she'll get to singing, and I'd be like, "Oh," I'd be like, "Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it?"
Yeah, that's my lifelong profession, Miss T.
Singing.
I make music. I sing. Yeah, I sing. I rap. I produce. I do it all. But
oh, that's wonderful. I think I could carry tunes because one talent that I had, I could imitate people, like imitate your voice and everything. When I was younger, I used to do it all the time.
You got a strap. You got a strap.
That's the only reason why I could sing. I think because I could imitate voices. But not no more, y'all. I done burnt it. That smoke. I wanted all the smoke. I done burnt them vocal cords. But it won't never meant to be. But anyway, when y'all know better, you do what? You do better. You make better choices.
Do better. Yes.
Do better. To all the Queens men, I'll see y'all Monday. Peace. And my Pam voice from Martin. Peace.
Get your shot.